When I think of the word budget, I think of a spending plan.
Ah, spending plan. How you choose to spend your money.
Spending plan.
Spending plan.
Spending your money wisely, organizing it.
Budget is kind of a plan of expenses, like writing it out instead of just saying it.
I think budget is kind of like the word diet. Like, we get this negative feeling with it when really it could be used to just describe how you spend your money. So you could have a really bad budget, or you could have a really good budget, and hopefully you have a good budget.
Now, reasons we don't want to do a cash flow plan: most people hate the word budget because it has a straitjacket connotation. If we had told you tonight we're going to teach the budget lesson, nobody would have come. It's like going to get a root canal. I don't want to do a budget. A budget feels like I'm constricted. I can't do anything. I won't be able to order a pizza. I won't be able to buy what I want to buy. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means you have a plan. Second reason people don't want to do a budget is a budget has been used to abuse them. Their parents, or maybe their control freak nerd spouse, has been twisting their arm with the budget. It's not in 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 the budget. Well, listen, if you're in here and you're an adult, well, you have a vote. And if it's not in the budget, you can put it in the budget because you're part of the voting process in the budget committee meeting. So put it together and put it in the budget. And then if together we decided it's not in the budget, that means we've learned a new word. No. It's an ancient word. It's actually been pulled from political correctness completely out of our society. You're not allowed to tell anyone no for any reason ever, including your kids. No is a word that is no longer allowed to use in our culture. It's gotten complete. Isn't it funny? Let's practice it. You push your tongue, because nobody uses it. We have to practice it. Push your tongue towards the roof of your mouth. You release air, make a kissing motion with your lips. No. Ooh, it's freeing, isn't it? Sometimes you have to tell yourself no. So later you could tell yourself yes. Hey, that's living like no one else, so later I can see. That's how that works. It's sacrificing to win. That's not abuse. Now, another reason we don't like to do a budget is we never had one that really worked. We tried the old yellow pad budget, you know. We're going to add it all up. We're only going to eat every other week. You remember that. I remember when we were broke, Sharon, when I would go to work, she would make my sandwiches. And I still a lot of times take food to work because I don't like to go out to eat. I don't want to fool with it. I'm a time nut. I want to get better use of the time. Plus, I eat with my team and that kind of a thing. And so it's not unusual at all for me to pack my lunch. But I'll tell you what I don't eat. I don't eat tuna fish. Because when we were broke, she always packed me a tuna fish sandwich. So when I smell tuna fish, I feel broke. I know it's frou-frou and it's cool and it's good for weight loss. It touches my emotions way down deep. So I can't eat tuna fish. It takes me back places I don't want to go. Another reason we don't want to do a budget is paralysis from fear of what we'll find. That's called denial. You look at the bill drawer and you go, ooh, there's gremlins in there. If I open that, they'll get out. I'm afraid to stick my hand down in there. Something will gnaw it off. I'm afraid if I write everything down, I'll freak out because it's really bad. Well, guess what? That means it's probably really bad. And you're going to really freak out when they take your house. So you need to write it down, okay? Yes, there's going to be some things you're not going to want to face when you see it. But I tell you what, it's easier to face them and cleanse the wound and let it heal than it is just let it continue to be infected. And so face that fear, do it. A lot of times when people add up their budget and stuff and add up their bills, particularly if you're behind on your bills, it's not nearly as bad as you thought it was when you write it all down. You go, oh, it was just a stack of old bills. There's really only one due. We'll throw all the late ones away, and this is the one. You know? Because it's got all of it on there anyway, right? I mean, it's not like those others mattered. We weren't going to pay back there. This is just the one we got to deal with. So, you know, and so sometimes a big box of stuff turns into a little stack of stuff like this if you get organized and lay it all out. That is the best way to do it. You know, one guy, he was doing his budget and laid everything out. He's kind of a good old boy guy, you know, and he says, yeah, Dave, he said, when we added it all up, so we looked at our past few months, we've been eating out too much. I said, what do you mean you've been eating out too much? He said, we've been eating out too much. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, we added it all up. We've been spending about $1,200 a month on restaurants. I went, whoa, just what you're saying. He said, yeah, I figured out why I didn't have a retirement. I've been eating it. So sometimes it's good things that you find. You can now make positive choices and go, hey, that isn't really who I want to be when I grow up.